Let's go. Hey, everyone. I want you to stop what you're doing. I know probably some people just kind of scrolled on, like, oh, what's going on? Stop what you're doing and focus up. You're going to need full on attention, especially if you're a tutor, if you're a teacher that is sick and you're home. I get it. But I need for you to stop what you're doing because right here, right now, you are one step away from actually making a transition for your not future business, but also making a transition for a better you. Now, I know at this moment in time, I feel like I'm not speaking to anybody because probably people are just kind of willing away and doing whatever they want to do, and that's fine. But here's my thing. Whatever you're doing right now, is it making you better or worse? No, seriously. If you're sitting right now in front of a TV watching Netflix, is it making you better or worse? If you are just sitting, just scrolling by, just looking at for hours, thinking, oh, I should do something about my business or I should do something about my career, you need to do something better. So let me talk to like this live right here, right now. It's normally our two tutors talking, but right now we didn't have a person, which is fine. But I really feel like I need to pause and have a come to Jesus with you guys because, especially for my tutors, there is a lot of people that are like want to get into tutoring and they think tutoring is easy. It's almost like just like the kid down the street was able to put together and they understand the math or they understand the English and you pay them $10 and then that's it. Those days are over. No one does that anymore. Tutoring is a growing business. It's almost a 3.4 trillion. It's almost getting to a trillion. Sorry, correct myself. $1 billion business. And it's still growing. It's supposed to be getting up to like 22.2 billion in a couple of years. So, if you are serious about taking your academic skills and advancing it, this is the live for you. If you're a teacher and you're just like, look, I need something that'll give me some extra income and I'm going to use what I get to use what I got to get what I want, this is the life for you. And I'm fumbling with my words because I don't understand why. Especially this week, I'm getting a lot of phone calls from tutors and they say, hey, I really want to advance in my skills. And I tell them some of the things that they need to do. And right away, they tell me that's too much work. So then I'm going to have to gratefully say that this is not your time. This is not the thing for you. Think about what you're passionate about and try to twist it and put it in a way that is not only going to be beneficial for you, but for the recipient of your services. Because you really have to understand that this is a business. This is not a hobby. This is going to be your livelihood. And I'm not saying one day, I'm saying soon. Because there's a lot of kids that are getting so many different things, pieces of advice of how to learn that it's confusing. There's a lot of schools that are basically cutting things down. Like a full year of algebra, some people are doing it for just a semester. And if you're a math person, you know you can't learn a whole year of math in a semester. And there's some schools that are doing math for 3/4. So I want to say, if you're thinking this is serious, hey, Mark, how are you? If you're trying to be serious about this and you really want to do some advancement with your tutoring business, this is the live for you. So for those that don't know me, my name is Audrey Codner. I am the CEO, the COO, the ABC, which is very funny because that's my initials, of ACG Math Tutoring. And also now I am the founder and the basic creator of U CAN TUTOR membership. So I'm coming on here to basically talk about 3 things that most tutors are looking for. And I see you guys. I see you. I hear you. I see you in summits. I see you in professional developments. I see you in webinars. I see you on other people's Facebook pages. You are searching for something. And you're like saying, I don't know what it is. I've done all the programs. I've done this 8-week program, this 12-week program. I'm currently with the membership, but I still have something missing. What is it? And that's what I'm going to tell you today, what it is. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. I'm not going to hold it. I'm not going to charge you later for it. I'm going to tell you exactly what you are missing. So before we get into that, I want to talk about a little bit about why you're doing this. The reason why a lot of us got into education, it could be one, you had family members that were educators and they're just like, yeah, that's what you're going to be doing. Two, you have a love for education and you love to break things, concepts down to kids, and you love those aha moments and it keeps you moving. Or three, you just thought it was an easy thing to do and I got my summers off. Let's be real. But I know when I got into education, I was number two, okay? I'm a workaholic. Just in case you haven't figured it out, you're always seeing a video or you're always seeing some kind of post or something from me because I'm like literally up 12, 1, sometimes 2 o'clock in the morning, but I get up at 5:30 in the morning to go to the gym. So I know that's me. And everybody's like, oh man, that's a lot. But that's what I do. That's what I crave because I do a lot of things because I like to do what's called connect people. In order for me to connect, I need to know. In order for me to know, I need to research. So when you guys are asking me questions, you're like, oh man, Audrey, you're really informative. It's because Audrey is informative. She goes out and she seeks the information. She don't want to just tell facts. She also want to get the person that wrote the article to break it down to her. And where was your resources? I dig deep. But when it comes to getting things started for your business, and really not only just start it, but to build it, to expand it, it's almost like a child. You want to take care of it. You can easily do the content. That's you. If you want to do math, do math. English, language arts, English as a second language, all that. That's you. You've been doing it for a long time. And you know where the pitfalls are. And you know how to help a kid go from here to here in a short amount of time because you taught it. You embraced it. But then this is what I want you to do. Mark, since you're here, definitely put your credentials in the chat because you never know who's going to be seeing this live as opposed to the person that is over, I think it's Joanne. Oh yeah, it's Joanne. Yeah, Joanne, please, as you guys are in here and you're coming into the comments, put your credentials, put your business name, put what you do into the chat because the last live that I did, I got a new client. I wasn't even talking to potential clients from my tutoring business. I was talking to tutors and to teachers, but they liked what I was saying and they automatically, I got them as a new client. We're already on session number 2, right? So you never know who's watching this. So if anything, put in the chat, put your credentials down, okay? See if I can help you guys out. So back to it. When it comes down to being a tutor and breaking these concepts down, that a child is not only just learning it for right there, right then, but they're also taking the little tricks and tips that you guys have, and you're expanding upon it. This is not a hobby. This is going to require some work from you. If you're going to try to treat the tutoring business as a magic pill, and you're going to try to treat it almost like the next diet or the next crave or trend, you're not going to last long. You're really not. So I want to talk to you about like the 3 things that tutors are really in need of. Every time you go into a program, even those people that have their own programs, listen to this because you know this is what's missing, but you don't know how to bring it. So let me tell you. The first thing is people want that support, that coaching. Now, I've done a few programs, quite a few that I really don't want to admit to, but I've done some programs. And I know people are like, yeah, Audrey, I do coaching. Yes. And a lot of people always say, hey, we're going to hold your hand through the whole process, right? And this is their definition of hand holding. Like, I'm expecting, like, here's my hand, here's your hand, here we go. At least this is pretty good. And they're going to walk me through it. But what you actually get in a lot of the programs is this. Remember back in the day when it's like you want to be with somebody, but you really don't want to hold their hand? You interlock the pinkies. Yeah, that's what's going on. This is what I get in a lot of programs. Like, oh, yeah, we're helping you because we're here. What I was hoping was this. Let me take you. Let me embrace. Let me get to know you. Where do you want with your tutoring business? How do you want to expand? Okay, this is what I've done, but how do you feel about that for your business? They want more of that one-to-one. They want more of that commitment. And I know it's hard to do one-to-one when you got like 10, 20, 50,000 people. It's hard to do it. But yet, they have questions, but they don't know how to ask those questions. So you're going to need someone that has done this before, because it's great to have accountability partners. I had amazing accountability partners and we're still friends to this day. But here's the thing. I can't work with someone that is just as lost as I am. It's not going to work, because then you guys can meet every Friday, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, have a little something to keep things going. Like, oh, this was a hard week. And y'all sitting there chit-chatting. But guess what? What's happening? You're just talking. You're not doing anything to make your business better. You may make a suggestion, and then once you're done with the call, you're like, I might do it. You need someone that's going to coach you. That's going to be like, hey, tell me what you've done. All right, that's good. Now we need to step it up. And you got this much or this far to step it up. So having that coaching, really having that deep down, try to keep it relatively small in groups, but have that person that's going to be with you and really like take that yoke and guide you, which is the second thing. People need direction. They want to know they're going in the right direction. Like, should I do a flyer here? Should I go to my local congressman and say, hey, I have a tutoring business. I know you have kids. Hey, do you need help? Because what are they doing? They're too busy, hopefully, running our country. I've done that, and I actually got 2 people. How would I know that was going to work or not going to work unless I did something? So I needed to have basically someone telling me, all right, Audrey, go into that direction. And for the majority of the time, the person that was telling me that was me. So it really comes down, every time we talk about these things, it comes down to your mindset. You are no longer that trapped teacher that was just stuck every day. You're not that person anymore. You're not. You were bigger than that when you were in the classroom, and you're bigger than that now as a tutor. But you have to believe in yourself. You have to want to advance. You have to want to grow. Hey, Amber. And in order for you to do that, you have to change your mindset. It's almost like you have to do an educational detox, because there's so many years of people saying you can't. Oh, you're not going to be that good if you go to this other school. Oh, you gotta stay extra time. Remember, it's for the children. You know how many times I heard that speech? It's for the children. I've been in the classroom for 18 years, and I believed it to the point that I ran myself ragged for the statement, it's for the children. And I love doing it for the kids. But then I have to stop and say, what about me? Because I see when some person leaves, there's another person come right on in. I'm replaceable. And we keep thinking that we're irreplaceable because the kids love us and some of the parents love us. They can love us all they want. But if you're costing too much money and they know they can get 3 people with your salary, they will figure a way to let you make the decision to go. You're replaceable. But now that you're a tutor, you got to turn that off completely. It's going to take time. It took me almost 4 years. That's how deep rooted it was because I have to give and give and give. But what are you giving for yourself? So I needed someone to kind of give me some extra direction. Am I going in that right direction? Am I moving forward with this business? Am I charging enough? Am I getting the clients that I'm like, I can't wait to get on a call with? Every kid that I had yesterday, I said this, such an amazing kid. I love that kid. I love how he works. I love how she works. And then they send me their message like, hey, I got a B on the test. Or, hey, I got an A on the test. Hey, I got a 91. And you see the parent in the background walking by like this, giving you the thumbs up. There you go, Mark. That's what I like to say. Name is Mark Richmond. Taught for 50 years in NYC and New Jersey. Gotta love it. Been writing 3 books on education, specialize in math and SAT. Tutor online now, but I have some trouble getting pupils. That's the thing. I've been teaching for 40 years. Now, here's the thing. You've been tutoring for 40 years. Now, things have changed. And that's the one thing, especially for people that have been in the game for a long time, it's changed. So now the way that we get clients is different. So we have to really niche down if we can. Yeah, you say in math and SAT, but what type of math? What is your specialty? And you say, well, I can do K through 12. You're going to have to narrow that bad boy down because people are going to call no matter what. I still get people asking if I tutor 4th graders. No, I don't have the patience. But I say I tutor algebra 1, algebra 2, geometry, so basically high school math to adults. So I have high school to adult students. So narrow that message down, okay, if we can. But that's pretty awesome. But when we got that, just something like that, that's a supposed to coaching moment right there. Just a small tweak. And then how we get clients, we need to retract. We need to go backwards for a moment. Who are we? What is your personality? What is it that you want to tutor? And what are those pain points that those parents are going through? That's what we got to get down. Who are we and what do we solve? We have to get that down. Once we get that message down, it could be like, not 2 pages, that's too much, but it could be like a 3 sentence. That's it. Who are we? And what are we basically resolving? What are we trying to get away? What are we trying to take away from them? And we just really got to hit that hard. Once you get that message, then you're repeating it over and over and over again. That means flyers. That means going live. That means having a post with your face and your voice. People want to know who you are. They don't want a stock photo. They don't want that. I mean, it's cute to get a stock photo, but then they're questioning, like, who is this person? And you have to be top of mind so they know who you are, what you do, and you get out there. You got to really get out there. It doesn't, oh, I sent an email or I can delete emails. I delete emails all day. I want to know you. What are you going to do for my child so they can advance, so they become independent learners, so they can graduate high school, so they can graduate 8th grade, and I can be happy that my child is going to be okay. But in order for us to do that, we got to dig deep. We got to dig deep on what we're doing. So we need to have someone that's going to give us a little coaching. Okay? Someone that's going to give us some direction. It's great, especially NY, you'd be able to get whatever money you can. But at the same time, we're really going to have to present ourselves differently. And that's the scary part, because no one wants to do social media because everyone's afraid to get scammed. Let's be truthful. Let's be real. Everyone's afraid to get scammed. But just like things in life, everyone has to take a risk. You got to take a risk. You know how many people that tried to be me? It's hilarious. It's cute. I think it's cute. I'm like, you want my life? Go ahead, take it. Have fun, kiddos. But for the most part, I have to be out there in order for me to get the kid from Alaska. I have to be out there in order to get the kid from, who else do I have? Alaska, I have California, I have Nairobi, Kenya, Cairo, Egypt. Just even with some of the people that I've worked with in the past, I have Florida, I have Texas. I have to look at the map sometimes because I have it all like pinned and stuff like that. I do have New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, obviously. But Washington State. And some of them are referrals of other tutors because they see what you do. They get to know your personality. They know the personality of another kid. And they're like, you would be great with Audrey, or Audrey would be so good with you. So Mark also says, yes, I need to start using social media. Yes. I hardly get calls anymore. No one does calls. I love to say when people first start with their tutoring businesses, everyone first thing gets a website. Why? You're not there yet. And you're stressing yourself out like, what's the SEO? And what's this? And I got to figure all this stuff. Stop. Start small, but dream big. Where do I start? Let me go with some of my local people, or let me go with some people in certain areas. Okay. You get a flyer. You go into a local, you notice there's a lot of people standing around. You ask the person, hey, do you have a community board? They say, yes, it's right over there. And if it's in a place where people that are standing can see it, you post. You post it. You can go to Panera Bread. They're always standing around waiting for their food, especially around lunchtime. You can go to Chinese restaurants. Yes. Also for sushi. I don't know why, but I get allowed in sushi restaurants because what they're doing, they're standing around. Also, you can go to local barbecue pit places if you got that. Notice I didn't say libraries, because a lot of libraries will not allow you to publicize because you're receiving payment. So you might have to check. Some people might not, but you never know unless you try and you put it out there. Yeah, not a problem, Mark, not a problem. If there's anyone else that has like a certain thing that they want to say, put it in the chat. That's why I'm here. Okay. So, but my thing is, when you're doing the social media, start with one, right? For me, I love TikTok. I feel like I get more love, and I know this is going to sound disrespectful, but I feel like I get more love from people that don't really know me except for what I present to them than people that have known me for years. It's weird. Some of the people I know for years, yes, we've chit-chat, we've done some things, but I feel like with TikTok, I get a lot more people that are genuine. And I'm starting to generate some more heat for my good stuff, for my business page, because I just started a business page. So, but for right now, Facebook, you got Facebook groups. And the way you tackle Facebook groups is you don't go running in there like a bull in the china shop. You go in as you, especially go into a group that is of your interest. If there so happen to be parents there and they're talking about the struggles with their kid, you talk to everyone. That's what they want you to do. They don't want you to just come in there and advertise. No, they're going to kick you out right away. I know I would. I don't want you to come in and just say, oh, let me use your people so I can get money from them, because that's what it translates to. If you know you're going to go into a Facebook group that has a whole lot of parents of the school age that you're looking for, talk to the admin. Respect them like that and say, look, I want to show respect. I don't want to be any harm. I don't want you to feel like you have to do anything, but this is what I do. And I will try to keep things to a minimum. But is there a day that I can post a flyer as like a post into the group once a month. Is that possible? Don't be negative about it. If they say no, respect it. Go find another group. It's not hard. You're going to get a lot of no's. You're going to get rejection. If you can't deal with the rejection, don't do this. Don't do this thing called business. I'm going to tell you right here and now. Okay? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Okay. See you, Mark. Take care. Okay. Thank you. But for the most part, you're going to see rejection. Even if you sign up for programs, even if you sign up, hey, Bridget, if you sign up for programs, if you sign up for any kind of groups and anything, you are going to see some levels of rejection. That program is not going to take all the rejection away from you. It's not. We can sugarcoat it all you want. It's not. You're going to have some people that are like, hey, I'm interested, but how much you charge? And if your price doesn't match with what they want, they're like, oh, you cost too much. And then they leave. And then how do you feel? You feel, well, maybe I am charging too much. No, that wasn't your right person. You're charging not based on the hourly rate. You're charging based on value. Okay. If you haven't wrote that down, write that down. You're not charging based on an hourly rate. Like, oh, okay, from 4 to 5, I'm going to be talking and instructing, and I'm going to be done at the minute, at the very second. No. You're going to have a conversation. You're going to basically show why you are worth your amount. And if that means you cover everything, that's why I always like to say I charge up to an hour. Because if I look at what they're currently doing, I give them extra practice, I have them show me what they're learning. And if we're able to do all that in 50 minutes, I have shown my value. And that's real talk. Okay. So sometimes we have to take these moments of remembering who we are and why we're doing this, because we love education. We love to help kids go through a barrier, not go around it, break on through it for them to become independent learners. That's why you're here. And you're using your gift of breaking concepts down in exchange for financial gain. That's it. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. And the way to get started, you don't want to kind of go overwhelmed. I got to think about a domain name. I know personally, I have changed my business name 3 times in the first year. I just officially got my domain name last summer because I wanted to make sure that's the name that I want to be known as. Now, would I wait 4 years for everyone else? No, that's a little long. But I would give yourself a year. Play around with the words. Play around with the tone. Like, how's it look? Put it as a logo. How does the logo look? Does it look like how I want it? You got Canva. Play around with that thing. Okay? Use it to your advantage. But my thing is, use your resources, what you currently have. You don't have to go for broke just to start your business. You can still be professional and use Google Forms. You can still be professional and use Canva to create a landing page, which will give a nice little description of what you do. And then you're going to add a video. Yes, a video, so people can get to know your personality and know you as a tutor. Now, if you own your own tutoring business, trust me, I know there's a number 3. I'm getting to it. But if you do own your own tutoring business, this is probably something that you should consider. Hi, I'm helping everybody. In your tutoring business, have every single tutor do an introduction or a welcome video and add it to your website. So parents get to know the tutors that they're about to get involved in. It's a simple thing, but it means so much. Because every single solitary parent, this is why I got 5 stars on my Google business page. because I do the little things. And the little things is what makes people memorable. And then all of a sudden, they become advocates and ambassadors to your business. And every time they hear someone else complaining, oh, my child in this math class, I got the perfect person for you. And you didn't have to do a blessed thing except for be yourself and be awesome. That's it. We don't have to be super technical anymore, my dears. We don't. So, when it comes to what tutors really need, you guys need a coach. You guys need some form of direction. Are you going in the right direction? Should I spend? I'm thinking about veering here. Okay, but what is that going to do for your business? Nothing much. It just looks cool. Yoke. Bring that yoke. Stay on the straight and narrow right now. Okay, you're about to do something else. Is it going to help you with your business? Yes. I'm not going to have to do invoices anymore. Now it just goes directly with their credit cards and all. Then take that. So you're going to need someone to kind of do like those brainstorming situations. As well as number 3, you're going to need a community. You need a community. Like-minded community, not like, okay, oh, this looks like a really cool group. I sign up and then I do nothing within the group. Like a community of like-minded, driven, want to advance type of community. And everyone has their own spin. You have your math people, you have your English people, you have your special ed or your ELA and whatever's in there. All those different types from different parts of the world, all coming together because they love education, they believe in education, and they just want to teach. But learning from each other. Last week I had Heidi Erickson, almost forgot your last name. That's so bad. Okay. Heidi Erickson came on and gave a presentation because I have a current group right now. Gave a presentation on marketing, which was so amazing. She was like, I don't know if this is good. I'm like, really? Are you serious? Okay, here's the video, and I need for you to promote that. Put that in your stuff. Because I'm not like the type of person I'm like, ooh, this is mine. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Like, my precious. Like, that's not me at all. I'm a type of person that I like to get to know people, get to know another person, and be the connector. This is me all day, every day. Is it exhausting? Yes, it is. But is it needed? Yes, it is. There's a lot of good people out there. And there's a lot of kids that are waiting for you to step out of your way, open up your tutoring business, or expand your tutoring business, or dust off your tutoring business and revamp it so they can become awesome individuals and be a speaker of our better society. But it all starts, they're waiting for you to get out your way, stop being fearful of being judged, stop with the perfectionism, stop with the procrastination, and some parts, stop being lazy, stop hiding. You want to get this done. I wanted to get this done. I knew there was something bigger and better for me to do when I was in the classroom. I loved my babies. I went to their graduations. I know it was hard to break things off. Trust me, their parents are like, I need for you to come back because whoever they have as a teacher is ridiculous. It don't make any sense. And I said, I have to do what I need to do. This is the only life I got. I'm 51, soon to be 52. Yes, 51. And I know there's something bigger for me to do because I have been woken up each and every day so far, and I tried to do something for my business or do something for people each and every day. Because God can snap me out real quick. I don't have to be here. He's telling me you need to be here because we got the plan. I know right now you trying to make things happen, Audrey. You keep getting in your way. And sometimes I literally have to say to myself, get out your way and get it done. So as I'm saying this to myself, I'm saying this to you. Get out your way and get it done. Stop sitting in front of that TV. Stop sitting there with a whole big bottle of wine. Get it done. Do something with your business each and every day. Talk to somebody. Talk to another tutor. Ask them how they're doing with their tutoring business. What are some of the tricks and tips that they're doing? Maybe even going on to Clubhouse. There's tons of people that are sharing their ideas. Try to check with them. Go on to Facebook groups. Try to check with them. Go on to TikTok. I can go on TikTok lives and you can just chit chat with some people. And you'll be amazed how awesome some of these people are. And they're sitting there like, that was just something I just did last week. Really? I can't even draw, especially those artists. They're like, this is me, stick figure all day. And I'm proud of them. Thank you. But that's where it comes down to you need to, how should I put it? This is how I'll put it. You need to put it into action. You need to get your head out of your butt and just put it into action. I don't know. It's the athlete in me. Like, I'm not one of those type of people that coddles. I'm not just going to stroke your little ego. So this is something that needs to be done. So if you feel like you would love some coaching, somebody that's going to break down concepts step by step, someone that's going to give you some direction and a community, and it's ongoing. It's not 8 weeks. It's not 10 or 12 or 15 or even 6 months. It's ongoing support. It's ongoing of, hey, Audrey, I got a question. Can you answer blah, blah, blah? Not a problem. I'm free in the next 10 minutes. How about that? Awesome. How many people do you know that run programs do that? And I know sometimes I feel like that's what's missing. You're missing feeling like you're being heard. You go on a lot of Q&As, and it's great if you got the chance to answer your question. And sometimes your question has multiple steps. And you're like, oh, I only got time to ask one question. Which one should it be? And then you're anxious. And then you ask a question, and then after the call's done, you're like, oh, I got another question. And then you ask it, you put it in the chat, you put it in the community, and crickets. Or you'll have someone that says, oh, that was a stupid question. I've actually had people say that to me. That's a stupid question. Well, it's a question that I have. So sorry that it ruffled your feathers, but it wasn't even the owners of the program. It was the other community members saying that to me, which is hilarious. But I'm not going to hold on to it, all this. I just really just wanted to come on here to also to show you that I have a membership, and it's called U CAN TUTOR. And within this membership, 4 times, I do like basically 4 monthly things. One of them is a collab workday, which I do on Saturdays. You can come with your question and answer. Then we actually do some active work for like 45 minutes. And then at the end, you can get some feedback on your work. It could be a flyer. It could be an email. It could be a blog, or maybe a video that you're editing and you're having problems with it. Maybe you just don't know how to set something up and you want some assistance. You can have that on the collab workday. But then at the end of the 45 minutes, you got to present to the group what you've been working on. And you're going to get constructive feedback. So after all that, we have something called how-to sessions. So for people that are currently doing memberships and you want to take some ideas, take some of these ideas down, okay? How to. Everyone's always telling you, oh, you need to do social media. You need to do Instagram. You need to do Facebook. You need to do TikTok. You need to do LinkedIn. But has anyone ever walked you through it? And I know I have my friend Esme. She's amazing when it comes to Instagram, and she does all the breakdown of it. And I have a few other tech people that are doing amazing things with their groups. So if you ever want like one particular area, I'll let you know where to go. But has anyone says, okay, open up your computers. Let's get you ready for, let's say, Google Business. A lot of people don't talk about Google Business. I get a lot of business from Google Business. Just by putting posts and getting some reviews. The more reviews I got, the more that Google will boost you up. even with people that have over 1,000 reviews, if they're not doing anything in their Google business platform or their profile, I go ahead of them because I am active in my Google business profile. Just a heads up if you want that little trip. But then I take the time to break those things down. So by the end of the session, you have a profile. You have things to get started with. Wouldn't you love to have that checked off your list? Right? And then the next thing is I have business people. We got to talk about the business side. And I talked to one young lady last night, and we are going to be actually doing something for tutors, talking about the business side of tutoring. So talking about bookkeeping, insurance, health and wellness. What are those platforms, payment and scheduling platforms? What are some options we got out there? There's more than TutorBird out there, people. There is more things. There's Fonz out there. There's all these, Wave is another one. There's a special one, but there's a lot of stuff out there. How to get that work-life balance, a lot of things, and also marketing. I actually reached out to a lot of business people and tried to have them come to my membership to talk to my members. And this is information that you won't see in a very generic program or course. So in the effects of all that, the fourth one is going to be a member's choice. What do you guys want to do? Do you want to just have a meetup and we'll sit and talk about business and life and just really just have like a Friday afternoon, just sit and chill, and you can do whatever you want to do, but yet we're just having like a business discussion or just a life discussion. Like, how are things going? And I feel like I'm going crazy with this. And I had this one client, then all of a sudden they ghost me. Is there something wrong with me? And then we'll talk. We'll be like, yeah, no, no, we won't. But it'll be real, because if you explain to me, and plus if I know you, and if I'm going to be like, yeah, it is you because you were very rude, and let me tell you why, I'm going to tell you. But if it's because I'm like, no, they just weren't the right person for you. You named your value and they didn't see it. And that's okay. There's someone else that it will. So you have to keep working. So that now I'm working on the course part of it, because there's a lot of stuff that I love to share, but you got to need all that other stuff, just like what I did with Mark. Before we can talk client, there's so many things that we have to discuss before client. There is so many. What is your plan? What is your goals? What are your resources? What are their pain points? Who is your ideal client or target audience? Before you even start saying, okay, let me start promoting. So there's a lot of things that I'm currently doing. The course part of it, which will extend to the membership. So that'll be more of the support end of it. And then you get to go. If you're interested in that, there is a link in my bio. Yes, I am going to be that person. Go to the link in my bio if you're interested. If you're not, that's great. If this is not your time, that's fine. But if anything, go ahead. If you want, comment yes. Type in the word yes. There should be two things. If you're watching the replay, there should be two things in the comments that I should see. I should see your business name and what you do. That's one. And I should see yes if you want to be a part of this membership and get on this course and start getting the support, that walking hand by hand support that you want in order to build your business. All right, guys. So that is my time. Yes, 45 minutes. I could do that. All right. But my whole thing is you have to believe in yourself. You don't need 60 million and two books, Exhibit A, to tell you that you need to take action with something that you want to do. You don't really even need me standing up here after I spent 44 minutes on talking about what you need to do. You got to believe in yourself. If it's more so the guidance, the direction, and the community, then I can help you with that, especially with the coaching. All right, ladies and gents, I'll see you on the flip side. Please take care of yourself and get